Hello everyone, Mike1217 here, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and we have just gotten our sword, and we can now have fun with the great motion controls in this game. I talk a lot about them in the last episode, so if you really want to know my opinion on them, watch it in the last episode. I think I did a pretty good job explaining it, and I will talk a lot about how I feel about the motion controls in this game as we go, and as we get introduced to new mechanics. Go away, tutorials. We don't need you. This thing is the ultimate, like, cheater thing. This is the Gossip Stone, and what you can do here, this is basically the super guide in the game. You can go here and actually see tutorials, and this can actually show you solutions to puzzles that you are not quite sure of. So this is the game's super guide. And it actually, it'll show you a video of how to do a certain thing. So I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna have anything to do with these guys. So just don't worry about it. Anyway, let's go get our Loftwing, shall we? So again, I'm gonna try to figure out the best way of actually getting around this town, because it is easy to get around, but if you don't know how to get around it, it can be kind of a pain a little bit. I mean, I guess it is a little bit inconvenient, actually. But again, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, it's gonna be common, though, with this LP. Is this thing closed, by the way? In the middle of the town, there's this bizarre... Yeah, this is closed. Holy shit. That's strange. I don't know why it's closed right now. There's this big building in the middle of town called the Bazaar, I believe. And it pretty much serves the purpose of every little resource that you can have in the Zelda game. It has a shop in it, it has a potion shop, it has a fortune teller, it has all sorts of things, and I'll show that off once we actually open it. So, for now, let's just jump on back across here, and go up this way. This kind of reminds me of Wind Waker, actually, where you have to go up and rescue Tetra. And then you have those trees that are blocking the way of where you get to the cave, and if you chop down your sword, it's really kind of the same thing. And we'll be entering kind of a similar type of area, going through a nice cave. Only instead of rescuing Tetra, we're rescuing our bird. And here we're actually going to fight our first enemies. Good old classic keys. In this game, a lot of enemies, like, they really focus on the direction of how you swing your sword. Because a lot of them will have specific weaknesses where it depends on how you swing your sword. Like, they'll block in certain ways, and you'll have to kind of swing where they're not blocking, and stuff like that, and I'll show it as we go. Right here, though, we just have enemies that it doesn't matter how you swing at them to kill them, you just swing however you want and they'll die. So, you might have also saw another type of enemy down here, chew jellies, and they look quite interesting. Look quite different in this game than they do in Wind Waker, where they're like, I don't know, but they're taller, I guess. Like, these are a lot flatter. Now here we have this hill that we can't get up by normal walking, so you actually have to dash up it. This is something we'll see quite a bit in the game, where hills that you can't get up on, you dash up them. That's kind of an example of how your stamina meter will be tested. We'll see that in the second region of the game. I'll explain regions once we get to them. It's really a lot to go into in this game that just sets it apart from other Zeldas, that is for sure. I get lost in here quite a bit, by the way, so hopefully I'm not backtracking. Get away from me. Thanks, I haven't taken any damage yet. I feel like I should have, because I did get hit by a piece, I'm pretty sure. Now, generally, I should mention, and I really should explain why we have 6 hearts, by the way. Like, why this game decided to go with 6 hearts. That's just because the motion... I'm pretty sure it's just because the motion-controlled aspect of it makes it, quote-unquote, harder. I guess that's what Nintendo expected. And they really did make it more difficult. I will say, and I will disagree with a lot of people who say this game is easy. I don't think it's very easy. I think it's actually a pretty hard game compared to other, more recent 3D Zeldas. Like, compared to Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, this game is pretty hard. It really is a satisfying difficulty offering from this game. And I'm really looking forward to what this game has to offer as far as challenges. And just, I don't know, we might have a cutscene here, don't we? I don't want another cutscene. Just skip through it. I don't even know what she's going to talk about, but she's just here to help us? Oh, wait a minute. This actually might be significant. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Whatever. I don't remember that cutscene at all, so sorry about that. That's a little bit awkward, I will admit. Yes, I know. Loftwing's down here. I'm not stupid. See, this game's gonna do this a lot, too. I just don't know why she's here. Like, I don't know what the point is out of being here. Okay, so this is kind of the game's first chance at giving you having to swing in a certain direction, because you can see some of these ropes they have to cut down to release the Loftwing are angled in certain ways. Like, these top ones are diagonal, so I have to do a diagonal slice to get them. And I'm not even facing that direction. This might be kind of difficult, because there's nothing to lock onto here. I think a vertical slice would do it. I'm not even facing it and I'm hitting it. Holy crap. Sorry, this might be sloppy early on. I need to get used to this again. I'm probably gonna look pretty incompetent. Yeah. Okay, I don't even think I'm centered. Hold on. Can I center this? There's a way you can center. I'm gonna look up and center. If you hit down on the D-pad, you can kind of center yourself. It's something that might happen at times. You'll kind of get off-center, and then your Wiimote can kind of have an inaccurate reading of how you swing it. Alright, so now we hit down on the D-pad, and honestly, this seems kind of dumb to me why they do this. Like, seriously, you're gonna call your bird after you jump? That just seems... Like, I know this is a Nintendo game, you can't really apply logic to it, but... Like, I don't know, it just... Why would you call it after you jump? It just seems like... Because you know your bird's just kind of flying around wherever, and it's going to take time for it to get to you, so do you really expect it to catch you by the time you, like, before you land? I mean, I'm sure it will, but it's going to have to really, like, fly down and chase after you. Like, you're making your Loftwing work harder. Like, I don't know why you don't just call it. I don't know why you just don't call it and then jump, but whenever it gets there, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to apply logic to a Nintendo game that's obviously illegal in some states. Whatever. So I'm trying to get reacquainted to this. As I was saying earlier before the cutscene, if your Wiimote ever kind of gets funky, which will happen on occasions, just like go into first-person mode and hit down and center it, and you should be fine. It will happen. It will happen at times where it gets uncentered, and then it'll be kind of in a way that, like, if, like, for instance, let's say you have it centered to the left, and if you face your remote to the left, it will, I don't know, just a weird way of how your Motion Plus actually does anything. Whatever. Okay, so can we get out of this? We just have more tutorial stuff going on here. Okay, so what's going on here is if you kind of flap your Wiimote, you can flap your wings. This gives you altitude. And if you tilt your Wiimote down, you will... well, now we have that interrupted, but... I'll explain it once we get into the little game here we're going to play. Pretty soon we will be doing a little bit of a game. And, I'll be able to explain the mechanics more there. We can save. I do not want to save, actually. I'm gonna not save, just in case something happens and whatever. You know the drill with that, with LPing. I just don't like to save, just in case something goes wrong and I want to redo it, blah blah blah, yeah. No!
Okay, so I really don't understand the point of that cutscene right there, just because it really isn't that much different from the last Groose and Link confrontation cutscene that we saw in the last episode. It was pretty much the same type of stuff, just Groose talking shit and Zelda trying to defend Link, and it really just doesn't add anything to what's going on, so I really don't know why they do it. But oh well, I'm just gonna let this episode end here, and next time on Let's Play Skyward Sword, we will take on Groose in the Loftwing race.